Good afternoon. This is a PPG exclusive coming video talking about the market and what I think you guys should buy out. It's me, Robert Rizzi, one of the few guys that are currently on PPG for coming up for the new season. I got a few cards here I want to talk about of what you guys should probably buy going forward into this set, or at least what I'm going to buy. As you guys probably know, Battle Evolutions is the replacement of what draft boxes are. So draft boxes didn't work out, they were too rare, and there was all kinds of problems with them because draft doesn't really exist in our game. So since draft is a fake format, unfortunately for our format, it's kind of hard to figure out what to do going forward for their sets. So you're going to see there's a lot of reprints, some powerful cards, and we're going to talk about them and figure out what we need to actually grab up and what's a great price and what's a terrible price. So going first of all, Heroine's Lineage. Now we know this is 4 per case, okay? Now 4 per case, you're thinking, well, Goku and Oob was 4 per case. Clearly it should be $30 or $40. Well, this card is beautiful. I'm going to actually click on it, show you it a little bit bigger, hopefully. Nope, can't make it bigger. All right, doesn't matter. It's a beautiful card. Sideways, it looks amazing. It's a great artwork. The ability to steal your opponent's card is the best thing ever, though. It hits pretty much everything except for some of the bigger Overrealm and then a few other cards that are expensive, but you'll find that you frequently will use the Activate main, and then also the ability to play several heroines with different names that's total cost of 10 or less is very relevant. So this is probably my ultimate going forward, which means if anybody needs a Supreme Kai and you see this video, it is for sale, because once this set is legal, I don't need Kai in my launch deck. I'm going to play Heroine Lineage probably. I should say I'm guaranteed I'm going to play that card. Next up, we got Son Goku, Even Further Beyond. This is a very, very good card. If you guys have seen it, it's extremely powerful, and it's just easy to cast. You get to play the card basically for free with a swap mechanic, and then you get to go into the 5-drop. This makes the deck viable to do all kinds of insane tricks. And obviously we see these Goku Lineage decks are becoming more and more popular. I don't know if we have the right leader yet, because I don't like this in, let's say, Mecha Frieza, but this card is going to be a staple. Now, why does it matter that this card is going to be a staple for Goku's Lineage? Because this is a draft box. That means that reprint-wise, if we look at Rebriand, this isn't being reprinted for a whole year probably. Now, I could be wrong. I don't have insider info, which is good because I would definitely tell everybody if I had it. But the problem here is if we have a year where this card is popular, you need a playset because there's going to be some broken decks. The ability to play some of these cards are just too good. And for the cost, I mean, it's honestly not bad for the ability to play it in a swap mechanic deck. 1 energy to bounce your card to play the 3-drop. It's better than what I believe all the other swaps are because they cost 2. So you get to bring this out, you get another attack, you can put your Goten back in your hand and just keep attacking. Like, I like the idea of bringing back Jordan Markle's deck with this. I'm sure there's better builds with Victory Strike, but I'm not trying to play Victory Strike. I don't want to play a $3,000 card for a tournament to win $1,000. The second 2 cards go together, okay? Rosie's Blast Manipulator is the Rebriand of this set. If your leader is green or a heroine, the heroine will probably matter long term. And that's why this is a good investment. But then also green. Green is very good right now. I like Brawly Surge, so I'm going to play it in that deck. The fact that it's 3 energy makes it a little bit harder to cast because it's triple green. So you definitely have to be a mono green deck or a red-green, heavy green deck. But the ability to have triple attack, discard 2, is very powerful. The only thing that would make this better would be if it had the ability to make your opponent discard at random, but that would be too good. The deflect is worth the money, and at $37, I'm going to do trading for these all day. Like, I have my trade binder full of stuff, and I'm picking up this card and this card. Steadfast, I cannot believe the price at. The reason why Steadfast is so much better than other cards is sometimes, like, I'm going to be putting a little bit of blue in some of my decks to rival this card, because the Arrival is not bad. Like, it's a blue and a green. It's a very good card. Dual attack. It's got blocker. It's got revenge. Like, it's a really, really good card. But then the ability just to combo it, your opponent chooses a card in their hand and discards it. Now, I know there's that yellow card, and because of that, people are going to be like, oh, discard's dead. No, it's fine. We're not too worried, that people are going to play that main. And if they do, hey, they have a cool sideboard counter to us, and we'll be able to know that going forward of how to beat it. In the beginning, it might be a problem, but that's set 13. This is not set 13 yet, so this becomes really good. I'm probably going to get hate for it, but I would not I wouldn't bother buying up the dogs. The reason why is I feel like the effect just isn't that great. I'm sure it's good, but I just feel like this card is going to drop. I mean, you can see there's some people have put 18 up there. After looking at the pull rates, I don't know how many cases they have, but like this is a very limited print run. I know I was trying to talk to George about buying some boxes. PPG sold out. They got their like 8 remaining up on the thing. I wonder if they still have them. Let's take a look. See if PPG still has any boxes. No, PPG has no boxes up here, so that means that they sold out. I don't see Pro Play Games on here. So he's done. Like, that's a big sign. You see, we got Mex Play. That's a huge store. We got DBS Monsters. They only have 2 cases up total between them. If you look at all this together, we got, 4, maybe 5 cases when you do the math of what's available. That means that we have a short print run, because at these prices, most stores would want to triple up because it's going to cost them about $60. That being said, there's a few other cards that are worth mentioning that are also worth picking up if they do plummet. This Vegeta, I really like it. Okay, it's the ability to combo, and you can activate battle to give something negative 10k. I wonder how good this is going to be. This feels like it could be really good. Because of this weird ability to combo with it and untap your leader, because you get to keep the power, but all your skills are negated. So I wonder how we can abuse that and like what leaders it's going to work in red. Just because it seems like most effects like Nimbus, pretty much Nimbus actually, the more I think about it. But there's a lot of times where it feels like leader swings, what's it, Protector of the People, a lot of things affects non-leader cards. So this is going to be really good. Because this is really good card. I'd say like a 2 of seems pretty good. But I definitely want to get some if that ever gets affordable. The rest of the cards, I don't know if it's going to be worth picking up. Rebriand reprints, in my opinion, are one that I already kind of want to start buying out, but I'm kind of watching to see if it gets dumb enough to be down to $10, because if so, I'll just buy up a ton. The reason why this is so silly that this card is cheap is that people are like, oh, it's a reprint, there'll be a lot of them. The only reason this card never got higher than it did, even though it was a staple for green, was because we knew within a year it already was being reprinted. How quickly, was it like October or something that they posted that article saying Rebrand's going to be reprinted and Obuni's going to be reprinted? It kept the price relatively in control for the regular Rebrand, and it's a phenomenal artwork, just like all the others. So I expect this card to be expensive, and I would recommend trading for them. If you can't afford to buy them, that's fine. Obuni, of course, I was wrong the last time I did one of these videos. I said Obuni was never going to be an expensive card. Sell it. At one point, it did go to $10. And sorry about the dog. But at $10, it was obviously worth it. At $20, Obuni is still a 2 of staple, I feel like, going forward. Thanks to Android 21 being popular, I expect this to go up significantly. So at $20, this also feels like a great trade. We already know Basil is worth more than $20 because his price was really limited by the ability to have a reprint. But once again, this is a limited reprint. How many of Basils are available? From stores that are verified, you can pick up the Core, of course. Core is always the biggest name for buying up large amounts of product. Look at that. How many playsets is that? 4 playsets, 5 playsets, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 playsets are on the internet right now. That's not that many. So if Yellow keeps getting all this support, which we're seeing in set 13, that's going to go back up. Bardock Father and Son, great card at $10. It'll probably go down a little bit more because we saw that this card is not played in a lot of builds. I like it, but other people don't. This is a card that I'm surprised is so cheap because it's effectively a free one cost that's very powerful heroine. So you get a lot of effect for it late game because it's 1 mana, and you get a double striker who's a 20k, and it draws a card. So I don't get why this card is so cheap. I've been trying to figure it out because all the decks that I play that are green, it wants to run 4 of this. In large part because your opponent's going to have 8 or more cards on turn 2. Like, how often does your opponent not have 8 cards? So you just activate the main, you get the burst 2, really relevant ability, and double strike and the plus 16 powers for the entire attack portion. I don't know how the main phase works, I'm not going to lie, whether or not that's considered the start of your next turn. I think it's just basically we're doing main phases like once the attack is over. Exploiting weakness, I am shocked it's $15. I'm picking up this new art because I think it's better than the old art. You can kill me later if you disagree, but I think it's amazing. And it's a card I'm running right now. If you guys saw my list, hopefully you guys have looked at it. I'm running it in launch as a 2-of because this current environment, yellow gets destroyed by it. Yellow has all 20k battle cards. They tap their energy for Bergamo. You respawn with Vegeta. Yes, they can have the cold bloodlust. It sucks when they do, but you can't stop it anyway. And unless we can get something going forward, like that Rosie coming up where they activate a counter, I think that one, not Rosie, King Vegeta. If they don't pay energy for it, that one could work. So we could have 4 energy and do it. But there's a lot of tricks that I like with Vegeta. It's just a good card. The Gene, I can't see this one going up. The Son Goku, I can't see it going up. We already know the Frieza Soldier reprint is just a good card, but it was never really expensive. So I feel like some of these rare prices are over the top. This one, I wonder if it's over the top or not. Because you have a built-in ability to... Oh, sorry. Here I am trying to make a video and someone's giving me a call. There we go. All right. Let's go back to where we were. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so it's pretty sweet, but it's not too bad. Yeah, like it's a 5 or less in your hand. It lets you play the Android 21 for burn, but 4 energy during arrival feels really expensive, and I don't feel like it does enough. Like, I feel like it needed dual attack and double strike. I could be wrong, but for $5, I think that's a bad buy. So I wouldn't say buy stuff like that. Stuff like Playtime is over. Like, these rares, to me, they don't stand out. Like, Nappa would have been a great card if they would have made it a little different. Like, he's got Deflect, very relevant right now. Dual Attack, Double Strike. You have to have 6 or more cards, and that'll, like, it's only made for the one deck, right? Like, we know this is meant for the Nappa deck. I'm just not excited about it. And going forward, I feel like those are the big ones. I kind of glossed over the Android stuff because I just feel like it's not that good yet. Like, I know this Android 13 is playable. It's got the ability to be arrived in. I just can't imagine it's going to be that expensive going forward. Whereas cards like Pan, oh man, Pan is, whew, look at this. Play 2 5-drops with their keyword skills negated for the turn. So autos still trigger. So keep that in mind. Autos are good. And... you know, this is going to be a problem card going forward. I expect this to be a really big problem card. And the fact that you can use it in a combo. Like, it's got dual purpose. So I would say trade for that card. I would definitely trade for Hero's Lineage, especially if you have old SCRs, like Kai. People right now, I mean, because it's 4 per case, I think a lot of people are going to open up 4 and be like, well, it can't be this rare. It can't be that valuable. This is a 1-print run as far as we know. There's none of this set coming back. Everyone's sold out of it, and it's beautiful. Like, this artwork's fantastic, but Mind Control is better than Supreme Kai. The reason Supreme Kai is so good is that it warps your opponent's unison. Well, if you steal your opponent's blocker, you steal your opponent's battle card to attack with it next turn, also takes care of unisons. And it's a 2-for-1, so you're getting more value out of it. Big fan of it. Some cards like Majin Buu, because it's an SR, it has a lot of value, and it's 3 energy, so you can play the 7-drop. I just can't see this deck being good, only because I don't see enough abilities on the actual cards. Like, I feel like Deflect, Barrier, Triple Strike is what we need. We need like Omni Strike, like just a ton of abilities. Whereas these other cards are so much easier. Like Rosie by herself can win games. Your opponent has to discard 2, 3 attacks go through. She also gets played for off of this card here, so we can combo that with other cards in this set. I mean, if you got this card and then, you know, some series of 6 drops in your hand, to pay 5 energy for it feels really good with this in your drop. As long as you're not overwhelming it away, it's just a ticking time bomb for your opponent. I'm trying to see if there's any uncommons and commons that I really recommend you pick up for foil. We know the Android 18 is phenomenal. That is a good one to pick up. And there's a Vegeta, this one right here. So I really wonder about this card. So I don't know how the foiling works, whether we have uncommon foils and parallel foils for this set. It looks like there is parallel foils. So I would say probably worthwhile long-term, pick up the parallel foils of this card. It's a free arrival, which isn't amazing, and yet it is super amazing because we can get it on play. It has a built-on effect when it comes into play. And then that also means we can play other cards that are free, right? We have the Goku who gets to be summoned whenever you play a card and that negs an opponent's effect. So there's already built-in combos for no energy. So if we can build a board of 2 or 3 cards, and you don't need to be anything extra. Like you may not be able to use this part, but like Pilaf can play this combo pretty easily. Like a red-green Pilaf deck for best of 1 for the regionals seems like a good choice. You can win on 2. It's very aggressive. And Pilaf will let you just sacrifice this King Vegeta and your Goku to give like your Roshi triple a strike. So you can awaken very fast. Some other cards aren't expensive yet, but they feel like they should be. Android 17 is kind of like a fringe card that never became popular, but feels like it's going to be popular later. Promo Assault of the Sun Goten, going to be a nice foil. This card is, of course, going to be big money. This is the reason why Android 21 is on a lot of people's radar, because on turn 1 you can play it for free, keeping your energy up to accelerate. And it means your Trunks is live. Your leader gets plus 5k for your opponent's turn. That's huge because now you get to attack bigger. It's not your opponent's turn, it's just your turn, but it's still really good. But this ability that your opponent's clone tokens can attack is basically saying, hey, you have this effect, you have all these clone tokens, and you can't use them for anything. That's going to be a big problem. And it goes up by 2. So, I mean, three counters for no energy on turn 1. This is going to be a problem going forward. What are the foils at? So, yeah, people already know. They have them at $5. I'll be honest, at $5, you probably won't see these by the time this video goes live because I'm probably going to buy these. I fully expect this to be a tier 1 deck. Android 21 is very good. I'll be nice and not buy them because I don't play blue. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try the deck. This is the card that you can currently play with it off that King Vegeta I was talking about if you pay the energy. I can't imagine it's going to be worth playing the 2, but who knows? Like the ability just to keep swapping for red-green isn't a bad idea, especially when you're playing cards if you want to play like Launch. I could see Launch abusing it. The rest of the cards for the set, though, it's kind of underwhelming. Because of that, a lot of people are going to miss out on this set, and I think that's where we're going to make the most money if you went big into this set. Because some of these cards are actually really good, like Tien. Tien foils, I think, could someday be worth a lot of money because it's a really powerful leader, and we don't have a good leader that's green. Like his Awaken ability isn't bad. You get to play a Shouts... I never can say it properly, but Chaitsu, from your deck for free. You get to Awaken. You only get to untap 1 and you play 3 tokens. So that's not the greatest, but it's not bad. But you have a built-in Awaken mechanic. You get 3 cards to attack with. You're going to have critical on the other side, and you get to KO a battle card. So as far as World Tournament cards go, this is probably the best one we've gotten in a little while, aside from Announcer. And he's green. And we talked about how green that is, how good green is going forward. We really should consider it. There's a few other cards that like I've looked at and I'm like, oh man, these are just underwhelming. I feel like they could have done a better job on the uncommons and commons in this set. Because although they're good, they're not good yet. Like, I feel like a lot of these cards are going to be good later on. Like this one, you're like, this could be good someday. If there's more support for Android 21, these aren't cards that I would be really excited about, so they're going to drop in price. But the ones you got to pick up are those ones I talked about in the beginning because they're just so good. I can't imagine what a foil Nimbus is going to be because it's been reprinted so many times. But like Zarbon, we've never got a foil of this card to my knowledge. So you see the foils are only $1.49. Well, this is a common rogue deck choice to run. Yeah, you're going to run it in Shenron sometimes. You're going to run it in some Mecha Frieza builds. It's just a good card to have. So I could see running it. I know Launch Red Yellow used to run this card because you could combo protect some of your battle cards and then make them untapped if they didn't combo into it. So like if you played a turn 1 Trunks, you could combo Awaken Your Leader, combo this card, draw another card, untap that launch. Untap the Trunks, and then you just have it for your turn. Little tricks like that are relevant, and that's kind of it. I hope you guys have a chance to look at the cards and get them while they're going to be I think the most affordable. But this set is going to hurt for Nationals if we get one, unless we get some reprints pretty quickly. And I've never seen Bandai be that quick when it comes to production. If you've ever noticed, they kind of like, what did we get that thing about Trunks Heroic Prospect? We got it around December, and now we're getting the cards in March. So we haven't even gotten anything about reprints yet. So that means if we have a normal Nationals somewhere, hopefully Chicago, we can go out there again like we did in 2019, or some other state that's open by then. You're going to need these cards. So just don't sleep on it. And they're currently what they used to be for pricing. I think that's the important part. All these pricing are about where draft cards were on pre-order. So these aren't hype pricing in comparison of like all the other cards that are just insanity right now. I'm trying to buy Gohans. I want to buy Gohans for my collection to go with my Charizards and for the signatures. And people are like, oh, they're $400. No, I'll give you $300. That's where it's been for a while. But I'm not buying them for $400, so I probably won't get that many. And that's okay. But when we can buy this card, whew, boy, this is an investment piece, for lack of a better term. It's still cardboard. It's still a terrible idea to invest in it. But look at how few there is on the market for pre-orders. And, man, can't wait to crack this set and just start brewing. All right, guys, have fun. And I will see you guys hopefully with a recording about how I did about my regional coming up for my last time. Or I guess we got 2 events before I get to play this new deck that I was talking about, playing some maiden cards with the androids. Super excited. Later, guys.